Hey, what's going on, Clashers? It's Childish back at it with a special type of video today. Gotta be just some, um, talk about some different concepts with regards to the Dark Elixir troops and heroes, and my take on it. What's been kind of the trend and people talking. What's been people talking about, and kind of the benefits. Benefits and pros and cons, I guess you could say, for the Dark Elixir heroes. I'm saying Dark Elixir troops, but the focus is actually on the heroes. So uh, first off, what I'll kind of do is so this is my second time recording the video. First one was like 17 minutes long, and I realized I had one replay for you, and or one or two, I think, and I was like, that's like I just watched it myself. I think that's pretty boring. So at least if you're gonna listen to my BS, you might as well have some entertainment in the background. So I'm gonna start out with um, just some attack vids, regular random raids with different compositions, and hit you up with a Dark Elixir raid, and then if we have time, I'll show you a random defense that I got recently. So yeah, first off here, Dark Elixir troops. Um, I guess for those of you that do not keep up with the forums, I would say about 3 weeks ago, we had a gentleman by the name of Unity Sharp bring up to the Supercell community, do you want, um, superheroes? And, kind of everybody was not really too sure of what he was, kind of getting at or whatever like that. But because initially he had a thread that really didn't have too much material, and then 5 days into it, he hits it hard with troop compositions, his aspects or his thought process, and it's the thought process that he kind of has to it is definitely one that I feel strongly about because it's the same kind of mentality that I have toward this game, and I thought I'd bring it to you guys' attention because it's definitely something to think about when you're coming up in these levels. So as you already know, when you hit Town Hall level, 7, you get the BK. You can get it up to level 5. For those that hit Town Hall level 8, you can get the BK up to level 10. But the big jump is Town Hall level 9. Not only do you get the Archer Queen in addition, but you get the opportunity to level them up 30 levels. And that is, looking at it from the outside, I was like, that's ridiculous. There's no way that I'm ever going to be able to max the hero. And what's the point? I'm a farmer, right? All I want to do is, farm resources for the rest of my life and get on with it. Well, inevitably speaking, at the end of the day, we have to farm resources for to upgrade our town. But once that comes around, once that gets done, what else is there to do? Well, this game has kind of give us the option of slowly but steadily increasing the level of our Dark Elixir troops, in particular the heroes. So with that being said, I thought it was basically unrealistic for any kind of a average everyday farmer to move up progressively with their heroes. And then on top of it, why do that? What's the benefits of to it? But now that I've kind of spent the last 10 days doing it myself, I'll kind of give my thoughts on it, and then you can hopefully utilize these thoughts and see where you kind of want to go. Um, let's see. Just initially, I'll kind of give you my thought process, just kind of not just for the game, but kind of me as a person. Anything I do in life, regardless if it's a game or whatever, um, I love the challenge. I love the level of competition. I love basically testing myself and testing myself to the best of my ability and seeing what I can accomplish. And that being said, At the end of the day, as much as I love sitting here, pinging off, people 20 level lower than me to get, resources and whatnot, that is not my, my end goal for this game. My goal is to, basically be a trophy hunter, sit in the 22, 23, 24, and 2500s and beyond and challenge myself on a daily basis, versus the hardest bases imaginable, and probably lose 9 times out of 10. But that's what I want. If I lose, I'm better off losing to a. I feel better losing to a one of the hardest bases ever versus sitting here, you know beating somebody that just started the game yesterday. So obviously that's a little bit of a exaggeration, but you get the point. With regards to these Dark Elixir troops, or Dark Elixir heroes, I keep on saying troops, heroes. The one thing to think about is for just overall DE farming, you got to treat it as if you were farming for a specific resource like gold or elixir. So, for those of you that are like, oh, it's it takes too long or whatever like that, but you just got 8 level 8 walls in 2 days. I mean, yeah, it's the same thing that's attainable for Dark Elixir. If your ultimate goal is to raise your heroes and your Dark Elixir troops, you definitely could do so in a speedy fashion. Right now, the what was I gonna say? The range, the trophy range of about 1600 to 1900 has been just outrageously sick as far as Dark Elixir. The general raids that I'm looking for are raids that have anywhere from 1200 to 1500 Dark Elixir and up. And my focus is Dark Elixir completely. If I get the other resources, it's going to be a bonus. But I'm not. I'm not going for the resources. I'm not going for the other resources. You know, my priority is the Dark Elixir. So regardless of if I get it or not, I'm not. I don't care because the amount of Dark Elixir that I can steal versus what I can farm or what I can loot from my own drills is just exponentially, outrageous. I mean, you can, when you get the drills level up or whatnot, you can get it quite a bit, a day, and be fine with, leveling up your troops to like level 8, level 9, level 10. But once you start getting into the teens and the 20s, it definitely is going to come down to how much Dark Elixir you farm. So that's why I've kind of been practicing now and seeing what I can do. I realized that like any base, you know, you got to, how do I say? You got to have your high level troops as far as getting into the core, because the DE, at this stage is the most protected resource. So, if you're not maxing out those troops, there's really no, your regular troops, no point in doing it. Really can't do it. I wasn't able to get into these bases until I got my troops to level 6. So, but once you kind of get the hang of, focusing on the EDE farming, I've kind of found for it to kind of come quite easily. And the good thing about DE farming is, at this stage of the game, most people that are sitting there with 30, 40, 50,000 Dark Elixir to loot also have max resources too. So you also get a good amount of gold and elixir on top of it. Most bases are not going to sit there with 50k gold and elixir, but like 3,000, dark elixir. They normally have a good amount of each. So the good thing is that if your focus is on DE, you inevitably will still get the other resources you plan on. But if your focus is primarily on gold and or elixir, not DE, then you'll definitely upgrade your defenses quick. But you'll have 5 sleeping builders for the duration of your time on that particular town hall level. So you just kind of have to think about what you want to do as far as moving up, So to kind of touch on the pros and cons of the Dark Elixir troops, this is kind of standard. I guess you could say most people already know. Let me see, what did I do here? I think I did those other ones. This is one of the Barb and Archer only raids, but I'll go ahead and throw it on this one. So the oh, I think I lost the thought process here. Yeah, good times. I think I was talking about the pros and cons. Oh man, did I recover that shit or not? Yeah, I think I did. All right, so the pros and cons. The dark elixir troops. The pros, obviously, when the more you upgrade them, the higher hit points they get, the more damage they get, so the longer they last in your fights. But the longer it takes to regenerate them, and so for people that are farmers, 99% of farmers really don't see the benefit in leveling their hero troops because their goal is to use it as much as possible. And with the lower downtimes of the heroes, it's definitely in their favor to keep them low so that they can use it as much as they can. Where I'm on the other side of things, seeing that I've already kind of stated that I'm inevitably going to be a trophy hunter, without a doubt. My goal is to get the max level troops, but the more that I continue to raid, the more I make mistakes. So the more that I make mistakes, I learn from those mistakes to become a little bit more efficient at my raiding. And what I've realized is that with regards to the BK, there's really nothing you can do. He is a tank. He is a meat shield. You're definitely going to have him. You're definitely going to be utilizing him in situations that you can't really pull him out of, unless you wait, really, really long for the majority of your, troops to get the job done. But I find that, for different types of troop compositions, for myself, I'm a fan of the Barb and Archer. I kind of have to use them as a meat shield just for myself to get into the deepest of cores in these bases here, and he comes to my benefit when he's high level. In addition, the Archer Queen. The Archer Queen is probably one of the, everyone says it's good, but, one of the most underrated or not really thought of heroes in with relation to the downtime of the troop and, how to be utilizing it. Most people are just like, oh, it's a little bit more DPS, let me go ahead and throw them in. But a good raider, a good farmer, is going to put her in a position that there's really no way for her to gain aggro, but just for her to kind of clean up the mess behind your wave of troops. And I've come to realize that even though right now, at the level she's at, she takes quite a long time to regenerate, but I find myself using them as much as a level 1 person would use it, because I'm only using her for DPS and nothing more, which probably doesn't make sense to most, because isn't that what she is? She's DPS. But a lot of people, they get in these situations, they spam the troops, and they throw their Archer Queen immediately right behind them. Whereas for myself, I set up my attack strategy, I send them in, and I give it a few seconds before the Archer Queen, gets sent in. I want to make sure that there is no way on God's green earth that the Archer Queen can gain aggro in any sort of way without basically jumping ahead and getting a ton of aggro from these towers or whatnot. So I found to myself that I'm using her basically every raid, if not every other raid, which is just crazy. And I never thought I'd be able to do that. But now that I've gotten a little bit better with the raiding and figured out the functionality of how good this queen can be, it's definitely one of those troops that I will be upgrading, probably more so than the Barb King itself, and trying to continue to practice to see what other tricks and whatnot that I can learn and teach to others. So, other than that, the let's see here. I'm trying to think of what else was going on in that thread. Um, they've been going back and forth about different kinds of troop compositions. Unity Sharp has a really good troop composition, but at the current moment, it's getting a little bit of kind of like half and half as far as good talk, bad talk, because the troop composition is definitely a high damage, high tier troops, taking a 30 to 35 minutes upgrade. But whatever works for him is good. And for myself, we're all continuing to play around with different troop compositions so that we can see what we can find out and come up with to make DE farming the most efficient possible. So just finishing up a raid here. Looks like playing around with the Packers and Wizards, what they call the wipe strategy, which is basically an abbreviation for Wizard P.E.K.K.A. Using it, practicing. Every once in a while when I get in these situations, I like to practice my trophy hunting skills and see if I can rush town halls, time my units and write rages, and see if I can get through those bases. Even though this wasn't the max amount of base, I personally used to have a fear of the expos, and started to skip bases with high level expos. Kind of got over that fear. Now, with the town level 10s and two Inferno Towers, it's been kind of an auto skip for me. But as you can see here, no golem used, just one hero. I was able to rush a town hall and get what I accomplished. So hopefully, as you could see, I used the level 10 hero, basically the Barb King as a fifth P.E.K.K.A. So it made it a lot easier to get through there and get the job done when the troops are high level. So let's see. So kind of touching on where I'm at as far as what have I accomplished with regards to this DE farming for the last, I think it's 10 days. We finished off our trophy hunting on July 7th. Today is July 17th, so it's been 10 days. At the time that I finished the trophy hunting, I had 30k Dark Elixir. I needed about, I think I needed like 32.5 to upgrade the Archer Queen to level 6. She currently is upgrading to level 8. So not only have I used that 32.5, but I've gained an additional 72,500 Dark Elixir to upgrade her twice. She looks like she's getting ready to be done here in an hour. In addition, I have attained another 40,000 Dark Elixir to upgrade the minions to level 5. So we're looking at over 100, 110, 115 Dark Elixir plus what I currently have in the matter of 10 days. So for those that are a little skeptical about, the benefits of DE farming and what can it attain, in addition to the Dark Elixir, gained, I've also attained, it looks like about 18 million total. 14 million went to my 2 expos here, upgrading, and then I got the additional 4.7 million on top of that. So the gold came after 10 days, only averaging, basically what, like a little under 2 mil gold a day. Still getting enough to, do some upgrades here and there, but, obviously the focus was on DE, so didn't get a lot of gold, but enough to still maintain my upgrades and keep my builders busy. I've realized that when you're focused on DE farming, you can steadily grow your heroes while still maintaining your base. At the rate that I'm upgrading my troops, my heroes, I can essentially gain enough Dark Elixir between from levels 5 to level 10 on the heroes I can gain a dark elixir in the time needed to actually upgrade it. So as you can see, she's getting ready to hit level 8, and I am over halfway collected now for the queen. The reason being is because I spent the money on minions, but it's definitely possible. Had I not spent the money on minions, I could have upgraded the archer queen right when it got done. Let's see. So for those that are kind of wondering how to go about the DE farming and whatnot, I definitely would hop on the Supercell forums. Look for the Dark Elixir superhero post by Unity Sharp. It's a very, very collective thread. A lot of great information in there. A lot of different troop compositions and a lot of different methods. A lot of different methods to his madness, as far as gaining his Dark Elixir for his things. I've learned a lot from him, and hopefully you guys that are looking to upgrade your heroes can do the same, or your Dark Elixir troops to do the same. Because inevitably speaking, the Supercell is going in the direction of the Dark Elixir troops, and for those that choose not to upgrade them are going to have a hard time with the end game, if the end game is your goal. If your goal is planning on farming people 30 levels lower than you, then keep on doing what you're doing. But if anybody's like me and wants to see the true potential of what your units, your base can do in the end game, then heroes are a must. So with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave you there. I hope I touched on the majority of the concepts, and if you have any questions or whatever, go ahead and hit me up. And if you have any other concepts that you want to talk about, by all means, let me know, and we'll go ahead and touch base on them. So until next time, guys, this is Childish with Misfits.of.War checking out. Take care, and we'll see you soon.